Okay, everyone, welcome back to PALS TV. It's a great start to our day over in Jefferson County. Now we will head over to Licking and join our friends with Together We Grow. They've done fantastic segments for us each week, and I love what they've been able to produce for us. So we're going to have another great segment from them. So live from Licking County, we'll have Sarah and Mary at Together We Grow Gardens.
Garden in Newark. This is one of our largest gardens, and we're very, very proud of this because a lot of sweat and hard work and dedication went into this last year. If you want to kind of give them like a pan view real quick of what it looks like. We have always had a garden out here at Everett Park. But it was a little less, what's the word, amazing, just a little. We brought in, so when they built the new skate park, we are, Everett Park, the brand new skate park over here. When they did that, they allowed us to expand our garden and make it a little bit more beautified. So we brought in limestone last year. All these pathways are wheelchair accessible. So we had brought literally tons of limestone, piles and piles, truckloads and truckloads. And we compacted limestone pathways so that it was wheelchair accessible for anyone to come over and enjoy planting at Everett. We have wheelchair accessible beds that were donated by these awesome people. Let's see, donated by John and Mary Alfred Foundation.
This is from Interim Healthcare.
This is from Interim Healthcare. So
U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
And U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, one of our greatest partners. Also, they have donated a lot of things, and we'll get into that. So, very nice wheelchair accessible beds. We have 4 of them. One of them, I make Lou dizzy probably. One of them is so cute because it's has a little compost bin in it, which my flower almost fell in. That's okay. So this is right now, this garden is new. We're trying to get the word out, but meanwhile we went ahead and planted some flowers just to kind of brighten the mood over here. Let's go to the herbs. So we have some herbs over here. What a perfect spot for a little herb garden when you walk in, So we have some basil, sage, rosemary, more basil. Everybody loves basil.
Tell me about the variegated sage.
Okay, variegated sage. Kim?
Sage comes in a lot of different colors. It's a really, really fun plant to grow. And in our zone, it actually will live a couple of years sometimes in your garden. I haven't heard that it lives more than a few. But you can buy green on green, you can buy white on green, and even if you don't care for the flavor, it is a fun herb, and a lot of times bunnies and deer and things don't eat it. So it's a pretty safe thing to plant if you've got a lot of wildlife.
I'm sorry, does chamomile? Yeah, it has those little flowers on it.
Chamomile's blooming.
How adorable is that? So, if you're feeling like you want to make some, what's it called? Pesto. If you're wanting to make a little bit of tea, there's your chamomile. If you are wanting to, what do you use sage, like cooking,
Sage for lamb and stuff, maybe.
Yeah, or Thanksgiving dressing isn't.
If you're looking for some mint, here it is. Rosemary, basil. So I'm sure we're gonna plant more herbs in this area along. It looks like we have some on the other side of the front fence too. But just, it's always nice in your garden to have a designated area for your herbs to live.
Do we have garlic planted anywhere?
Do we have, Pam Roberts, is there any garlic planted anywhere? I can't remember.
The only garlic we have is over at
Eastern
Avenue.
Yeah.
Because we have all the other things we need for pizza sauce.
Yeah.
We have oregano.
At Eastern Tammy, get up the camera.
Okay.
Here's Tim Roberts, Executive Director.
Hi. So glad you guys are here with us again this week. It's
So,
awesome.
And okay, I was telling them about the piles and truckloads of limestone we brought over. How many tons?
95 tons.
95
Tell them why.
tons. Yes, because of the wheelchair accessible beds. And we had a fancy little tool, a tamper, and it was fun. It was hot.
Smashes down everything.
Lots of
They're nice and
memories.
firm.
Yeah, lots of memories made. So not to go off topic because I want to go over here. We have more herbs. Sorry, more herbs there. But let's just kind of look down our beautiful memorial brick pathway. So what we have done is we had a fundraiser where you could honor a loved one and buy bricks with their, with a message or their name on it. And we have some that are laid along the way, but we have a lot that we have placed orders for, and we're going to be getting those in soon. So this is going to be a really cool way. If you guys are even interested, I think we're still definitely doing that. There's plenty of bricks. So it's like $50 for a small brick to have, honor a loved one at Everett Park. So, okay. And one thing to bring up, very important. One of the first things after a while we were getting the livestock laid out, we had $1,000 worth of Ohio native perennials that were donated from Ohio Fish and Wildlife. And it was awesome because we had these little tiny plants. Some of them didn't even look too great because they're perennials, and it was July, very hot. But we have planted them all along. You'll see them as we're walking all along the border. Yeah,
Everything that's tall out in the garden.
and everything that you see that's sticking up, we did a lot of in between perennials because we had a lot of them. So we just they're Ohio natives, and so it's interesting to see what they actually are from last year when we planted them and weren't sure. But also, we had some irises, beautiful, donated from Melanie and Steve Duggins, who is our gardeners and on our board. So that's something that was awesome. A lot of our plants were donated last year to help this all start, and we appreciate that so much. Lou, there's a hose here.
Yep.
Okay, so guys, Lou is going to kind of stand around our where you'll see our trellising.
Oh, yeah.
These are our trellises. We have some at 6th Street too, but these trellises anyways, these are gourd tunnels, guys. We have planted all kinds of squash, gourds, pumpkins, varieties of gourds, and I think some loofah too, because we're all about the loofah. And what they're gonna do is climb around these trellises, and around fall, which nobody wants it to be fall yet, but you'll see pumpkins and gourds and all kinds of things. So it'll be kind of neat to see that. Okay, let's go this way. It's our gourd tunnel.
What are these plants with the flowers?
Pam, are these potatoes right here?
They look like potatoes.
Yeah, so these are potatoes that we planted in between, and they're getting these cool flowers. I don't know if I've actually seen flowers on potatoes since I've been planting, and it hasn't been long, but hey, that's the first time I've seen them flower like that. Yukon Gold and Kennebec. Yeah, so we're gonna have some potato soup.
Some of this is not potatoes, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys,
Those are the potatoes.
yes.
Pull this out.
So as we all know, weeding is, an always thing. So
You know what I always say about potatoes? Is that it's like digging for treasure.
It is.
Because you wait for these flowers to come on, and then eventually the plant just totally turns brown and dies.
Yeah.
And then you get to kind of pull the plant out, and there's all kinds of potatoes
It's
underneath.
so fun.
It is fun.
I love
These
it.
gourd tunnels are going to be awesome too.
Yeah. So we're gonna tell them about the gourd tunnels. We have loofah, pumpkin, squash, zucchini, right? Not zucchini, guys.
Any kind of vining squash.
Any kind of binding squash. I don't know. Okay. Let's go up this way. And stop here. Just big. It's hard to get a good idea, but just look over to your left. I'm gonna kind of just stand here and show you. And this is divided right here by, we're not divided, we're all together, but this side from here over to the fence line is all our U-pick. We do U-pick. We've usually just had it at one garden. This year we're doing it at 3 different gardens to allow, you know, access to more members of our community. And here at Everett Park, this whole area right here is U-pick. Sorry guys.
Looks like
It's
there's
exciting,
lettuce
though. I mean,
almost ready to eat.
lots of fruits and vegetables, tomatoes, lettuce, radish, right?
Swiss chard.
Swiss chard, bush beans, all kinds of stuff. You'll have to come over. What day is the U-pick here? Okay.
Saturday morning.
Saturday mornings. That's awesome. So if you're available Saturday mornings and you want some vegetables for your family, you can come over here and it's really kind of a nice atmosphere. So, okay. Over here, I forgot. Over here on this side. These are all our community garden spots. So we have, I don't know, how many community gardeners here? Like 10? No, 15. 30? 30, you guys! That's how much it blows my mind. I didn't know we had 30 people. 30? All the beds are rented, so that's how we're keeping track of that. So that should be about on point. And as we're walking through him, you'll see just pulling some of these little seeds. Okay. See these perennials here? Some of them are really cool. I mean, they're all cool, but some of them are just very appropriate looking, you know, like they're shooting up. You'll see some that are,
These are all native to Ohio.
yep.
So they're good to grow. They make beautiful flowers. The bees love them.
Let's see here. As we walk down, let me just do a shout out to Devin Kozer. Over here is his garden. He's a veteran. He loves gardening. He's been gardening with us for a long time. And I just want to kind of show you his garden. Look how nicely, all of these look wonderful. He's over here, avid gardener over here. So, it looks like he cut some of these perennials off. He did it. He's correct, I guess, right? Cut them off at the end. I'm not sure. Along the fence line again, perennials, and we'll kind of just walk this way. I almost didn't make it off the. Must have rained and slid down the slope.
And this is a weird one. We have no idea what it is yet.
What in the heck? It looks like almost aloe.
Yeah. It's going to get flowers on it.
Okay. So you guys, anybody recognize what this is? And I hope I'm right. Is that watermelon?
I
That
was
might,
thinking zucchini or squash.
That looks like watermelon. That does.
yeah, that
That one
does.
This does not. Okay. Well, we'll find out. Here. Unique, that's a unique name. Unique.
You know what? That used to be a perennial. That's where some perennials are.
Oh.
You know, I think something's eating
Yeah,
some of our
these are
perennials.
plants. Well, you know, rabbits can get in. They're pretty clever.
I was going to say, deer, no, but
There's some corn.
some,
Here's some corn, you guys. There's corn on that. It looks like some peas right here.
And then marigolds keep away insects.
Yeah, marigolds are good to keep away insects.
So this gardener put in a lot of different kinds of plants and some color. You don't. Your garden doesn't have to just be green.
Right.
Your vegetable garden can have lots of edible flowers in it, and
Yes.
some non-edibles if you're just trying to keep away the pests.
So we'll kind of walk this way, and this is hopefully you get a good idea of what's going on, what's growing on over here at Everett Garden.
Some of the memorial stones are there.
Yeah, they're showing the memorial stone.
okay.
You guys, Somebody's lettuce seeds must have blown down here. And we have lettuce growing through the cracks. Kind of funny.
Talk about street food.
Yeah. Street food. Street food. That's good.
That's
Liv.
clever.
That was a good joke. You guys, also there's a playground, but I just want to show you like what it's like to garden out here, just in case you're interested in getting a gardening bed at Everett. Like, it's so nice because we have the skate park over here. It's so far, it's been very family oriented, like different, even scooters and bikes and skateboards and all of it. And I've seen a lot of, what's the word? Just everyone getting along and yeah. So it's been good. I just dropped my beads.
There's a dog park in the back.
There's a dog park over here. There's a nice shelter, and there's a playground. So it's kind of like, you bring the family over here, they kids can play. Oh, we almost lost it. Okay. So what we're gonna do? That's pretty. Not pretty, but it's well thought out.
Yeah.
I like that.
Some of the people have gone to a lot of trouble to make sure their keys and their things have something to climb on.
That's pretty cool.
And there's some more fencing over here.
Oh, yeah.
They've gone to a lot of trouble to make their garden work out for them.
I only buy bush varieties. Looks to me like lettuce is ready to eat.
Whoever this
Yeah,
gardener
you guys-
is really like the lettuce.
Well, this is us.
Oh, it's together
Yeah,
we grow.
this is
Okay.
together we grow. So
So you can just pick off a leaf and it's good to eat. There's no insecticide, no pesticide.
sometimes
Just
you
might want
just
to
want
get
to
the
make
bugs
sure.
off.
Yeah, sometimes you want to just blow on it, make sure there's no spots. There might be little bugs. You eat it and you decide. It's great actually. I tasted some that was a little bitter down there, but yeah, pretty good. I definitely will make a salad with that. And I might later today.
Spinach doesn't like the hot weather, you can tell.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you guys, spinach is not doing too great.
I
A lot of sun here and
And they did a great job planting it in these nice rows,
oh yeah.
but it just does not like a lot of sun. So is this it together we grow?
Yep.
yeah. My spinach was eaten a month ago
Yeah.
before it got hot.
So it needs weeded over here.
Yeah.
All right. Wait a second. These are carrots.
Yep.
We got carrots.
Oh, look at that.
Now they're very close together, so we'll see how that goes. Carrots are tricky because you do have to thin them, and I have never. Maybe Kim and Lou have with their experience. But I usually pull them out in clumps because I haven't thinned them out. But it's still fun. They're still cute, and they still taste like carrots. They're just not those like prize carrots that maybe people grow in for the market. Then we have, you guys, got some tomatoes here. All along this side is
Oh,
tomatoes.
there's some green tomatoes already.
It looks like maybe some cherries. And we have some peas, which maybe we could train a little better to climb that way.
Is that together we grow too?
This whole half is together we grow.
Oh, okay.
This whole half.
Look at the peas.
And probably what we need to do is,
There's peas on them already.
yeah, I see a good one right there.
Are these regular peas or sugar snap peas?
I bet they're sugar. I'm not sure.
Let's see.
I see.
I was gonna
There's a little
say,
flower from a pea.
I'm gonna test one.
And I just keep using my weeds.
Oh, it's a sugar snap
Oh,
pea.
they're good.
All right, now I've got to try one.
They're good.
I was gonna say we could just stand here and eat these.
This
Oh
is
my
what it's
God.
all about.
They are very good.
Really juicy. You guys, remember Saturdays pretty soon. You can come and try this. Snap peas yourself. Sugar snap peas. They're amazing. Okay. Lots to now. I don't know how many times can you pick from these? I know last summer we would have a lot of people coming each week.
Even when the plants are looking ugly towards the end of the season, you'd be surprised. You'll still be getting edible peas off of them.
And it's fun to find those too. It's like a little adventure, a little treasure hunt.
You're all ready to pull the plant out, and you go, oh my goodness, there's peas all over.
Yeah, I can't wait for my daughter to try this. I don't think she's really had a pea.
Look how
last
big
year.
this one is.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
It's awesome. Okay, well, we have a couple more things we do want to do. But we're going to have to get over here and we'll do that. Thank you, Kim. Kim is an actor. Like, she does it. She doesn't wait. That's important. Okay. We don't use any chemicals, any kind of weed killer or anything like that. We just use the old-fashioned, our hands, and come out here and weed everything because we're organic. We garden organic.
That looks like Queen Anne's lace.
Yeah. And these are the irises, right? That's a perennial. And just in case you come here and you're wondering, never mind. I wrote on it last year, but the elements have taken my sign away.
Well, we had signs on everything. We knew what it was, and
You know, it was Sharpie. I thought the best of the best, but you can kind of see it. All right. So let's go over here, and actually, I might take the camera now.
Okay.
Let me show you some memorial bricks. Now, here's some larger bricks here. Licking County Farm Bureau bought one. So you see these. And then here's some other ones. These are the ones for 50. My mom's in there, my daughter's in there, and my whole family, you guys. Because you can't just do one and not the rest, right? Okay, so there it is. Pretty nice little area. All right, we're gonna talk about, what are we talking about, Lou, next?
I don't know. Do we want to go plant?
Or
do we want to talk about the stuff we have here?
let's talk about the stuff we have here for a minute.
Okay.
Can we hold this for one second?
You guys go. Usually we just think about planting seeds, but a lot of plants planted here were planted different ways. We've planted seeds, and then sometimes we plant seeds indoors, and when the plant grows, we a little bit, then we bring it out and transplant it. But it still grew from a seed. But there's other plants, particularly flowers that we're familiar with, that grow different ways. And here I have what's called, it's not a bulb, it's called a corm. And a corm is just a stem that grows under the ground and gets fat with lots of nutrients and grows roots. And this one happens to be for gladiolas, which are a kind of flower, and they're a really pretty showy flower that people like to cut and give to people or make flower arrangements. And at the end of the season, after the flowers die or have been picked, you have to dig up these corms and put them away for the winter because they don't like to freeze. I did leave some in my garden by accident, and they made it through last winter, but last winter wasn't nearly as cold. And then the way they make other plants is when you dig up this big corm, you'll find a lot of these little guys around it.
Hi, little guys.
And if I plant these in my garden, they'll get bigger. They won't have flowers this year, but they'll get bigger. And when I dig them up, next year they might be big enough to
Like garlic.
flower. Yeah. So that's one kind of way plants reproduce. One is called corms. And then there's another one we're real familiar with, and that's a bulb. If you have daffodils or tulips at your house, you planted or somebody planted bulbs. And the bulb we see the most often is an onion. An onion is just a bulb. And what it is it's underground and it has layers. And those layers can make nutrition for a new plant. So it has roots at the bottom, grows these layers, and then there's a plant that comes up. Now, onions we eat, but other bulbs like daffodil bulbs, I've heard that they're poisonous or toxic. So if you get hungry, don't go out in your garden and dig up your daffodil bulb. Just let them have pretty yellow flowers. But if you're hungry and you want something good on your hamburger, dig up an onion bulb.
Yeah, good advice.
And also green onions, you know that green onions?
We have those somewhere.
Often green onions are just immature where the bulb hasn't grown. So you can pick them as green onions and eat them, or you can let them grow and get a big onion out of it. But that's bulbs. That's the way they
Awesome.
Also, onions do have seeds. When you go to plant onions for your garden, you can either plant seeds, but they take quite a while to grow. Or you get what's called onion sets, and those are little tiny bulbs. And if you plant those, you just get onions quicker because they grow quicker. And then there's other kinds of ways. This is a daylily. You've probably seen them along the road. They have yellow flowers in the summer, and a lot of times in ditches and by the road, there's wild daylilies. There's also really pretty daylilies that people plant in their houses. But these grow by things called rhizomes. And what a rhizome is it's just a fat stem close under the ground. And then it has other roots that come out of it. And I dug this one up in my yard because it was way too close to my house and it never blooms. So I dug it up and I'm going to plant something else there and maybe plant this someplace where it'll get more sunlight. And
Do you want to plant it here? Or do you want to
we can plant it here. I've got tons at home.
Okay. Why don't
I'll
we,
be happy to get some away.
can we plant those over with the
Yeah.
nasturtium maybe?
And rhizomes are pretty much like the sweet potato. The sweet potato is called a tuber, but all it is a fat rhizome. It's actually a stem that grows under the ground, and at one end, other roots will come out, and at one end, it'll be attached to the plant. So that's just some other ways that plants get planted and that they grow. And it's a good thing because I really like onions and potatoes and sweet potatoes and all those edible ones. And I really like to look at gladiolas and daffodils and tulips.
Yes. I love how you explain things, Blue.
I know, she's a born teacher.
She is a great teacher. We're just all lucky for both of you. Did you guys know that you can, there's edible flowers, not daffodils, but there are edible flowers. And it's kind of like a thing more now. I don't know. Maybe it used to be way back, but, you see like, I guess, nasturtiums. Okay, let me name some here.
Zinnias.
Zinnias.
What's the
Rose
state?
petals. I mean, people are putting rose petals like fancy restaurants and like the ice water or and cakes or in a salad. You can do nasturtiums.
Actually, daylilies are the flower of daylily is edible. And in Chinese cooking, they dry the flowers, and you can buy them dried, and they give a lot of flavor to things like hot and sour soup. Has daylilies in it. Also, squash blossoms. Dip them in batter and deep fry them, and they're really good.
And I think that's what we might consider. Actually, we are considering doing in our groups when you guys come back. Is with some of the flowers we're growing, we'll try some salads, or different things. The blossom that sounds like a good idea. If that's cool with all of you, that's what we're doing. And so let's go ahead and we're gonna go plant some nasturtiums.
Did you want me to show them the hosta and the
After
zinnia?
Kim shows
That's okay. It's not too important.
guys the hostas, who knew that we have these? A lot of people
Everywhere.
know what a hosta is. They kind of grow up all over everybody's yards. And this is what they look like once they've already matured. They die completely back in the winter. And in the early spring, when they start to come up, you'll see all of them come up like this little guy right here in the middle. They come up like a little tight wound leaf, okay? So when they come up in the spring and there's no big flower, there's no big leaves, it's just all these little tightly wound ones, you can actually cut those off and you can fry them up. I did it and it tastes a little bit like asparagus, but it also tastes a lot like butter and garlic that I sauteed it in. But what you don't want to do is once the plant's this big, you don't want to cut that out because that's actually the central growth area.
Okay.
So you don't want to. But if you've got a nice patch of them, you can pick a bunch of them and then you cook them up for dinner and surprise somebody with some pasta.
Yeah, it's always cool to have some like delicacy of, you know.
And then the only other thing I brought is I grew a bunch of zinnias and I planted a whole bunch of seeds because I wasn't sure what would come up. And you have to thin them. And zinnia is also edible, and a lot of people like them. The flowers are beautiful, but I could actually take these little seedlings that I pulled out to thin them, and you can eat these. And I've done that, and it tastes pretty much exactly like what it looks like. It just tastes like a leaf. I would not necessarily make a salad out of it, but it is edible. So a lot of these edible flowers, if the flower part is really pretty in your food, it's not necessarily for the flavor. And you can eat the leaves too, but they do taste a little grassy.
Tastes like the salads I used to make, quote unquote, when I was little, and I was playing outside, and I thought I was pretend cooking, and I'd make a salad. But you know what? Not bad. Tastes a lot like lettuce to me.
Yeah. So that's a little bit more edible. So we're gonna plant some nasturtiums.
Okay. So let's go along. I'm watching my time here. You guys let me know.
We have about 10 minutes if you're going to put it.
Okay. Well, let's walk a little slower to the planting area. Kind of let you guys get a look at what people are planting. Okay. And here we are. Need a drink.
So one of the things that I liked over in that other garden when they grew the spinach, I liked the way the rows kind of went across this way. So I was thinking we could plant nasturtium. Now nasturtiums, we have a lot of seeds, so we're going to go ahead and use them. They come in a wide variety of colors. My favorite is this one. It actually has a variegated leaf. So when it comes up and it's just all leaves, it looks really pretty. I planted some this year. And then it gets all these different colored flowers. But even before it gets flowers, it's a really, really interesting plant. And we've got some that are just yellow. We've got some with green leaves. So we have a lot of different nasturtiums you can plant. They're very hardy and they like the sun. So I was thinking I would just plant some rows. And again, you just read the back. And it says plant 1/4 of an inch. So you read the back and it'll tell you how deep to plant it. And then you need to thin them to 8 inches. They love the full sun. They'll get to be about 1 foot to 1.5 feet tall. And it only takes a week to 2 for it to germinate and start to show some flowers. So you don't need much of a ditch. It would be probably a little bit better if this was already moistened. Did you see these variegated ones? I grew them this year. They're so pretty.
Oh, cool.
So what we can do is we can stick some of these in the ground. These seeds are nice and big, so they don't fly away like some of the lettuce seeds.
I do like.
See how big they are? And they're wrinkly. They're kind of weird.
Yeah.
But you can.
Like a tiny nut.
Yeah. So these are going to be fairly close together, but we can thin them out later on as we see which ones actually bloom. You can make it go all the way to the end. You don't want to waste your garden space. Yeah. And then we'll cover those up. Doesn't take much.
I'm going to do is I can take that bag if we want to, and we can put it on here so we know what it is, or we can just write on here that it's a nasturtium. It's peach melba, and then we can tell what it is. Peach melba.
Sounds good.
And you can put the date on here. What is the date? 6/9? 19?
17. No. What is it? You guys,
I think it's the 19th. Close enough.
wow. I lost 2 days.
Don't know where. So then we just put a little sign here, and if you can, you can find a way to attach this, and everybody knows what it's going to look like. Also, it can be fairly close. And I want to do these variegated ones because they are so pretty. One of the things when you open up a seed packet, one of the things you don't want to do is rip off the name. A lot of people just take it and kind of rip it, and then you have no idea what you planted. Yeah. If you can open it up, it's better.
See, I'd have to keep the name so I could spell it.
Yeah. Especially nasturtiums. Yeah. That's not an easy.
Like, how do you spell that?
So we will have lots of nasturtiums. We'll be able to have people in the U-Pick come and they can take some flowers home for their salad. And I'd love to be able to open this one as quickly as Sarah did, but mine is not paying attention.
Did you put all the seeds in one packet?
I ended up doing it. There weren't many in that packet. You've got a lot more. Okay. We do the next row and then you will have colors. So we're just going to alternate the colors. And then we've got hoses where we can go and get some water over here. And you want to gently water, especially.
Don't plant my hat.
You want to gently water, especially with tiny seeds, because what you don't want to do is flood this with water and then have all the seeds just kind of going out onto the sidewalk, for example.
I mean, it's interesting and all, but
I'll look at that. So we're just going to plant some more. And hopefully we can get some of you guys back on the line, even if people are meeting in person. Maybe there's sometime we can do a Zoom meeting and you can see all the things that we've planted.
yeah, that's the funnest part about it is, going and watching what you planted grow. So, which by the way, all of our tomatoes were planted by you guys in the group. So that's pretty amazing. It's like every single tomato plant that we have was planted with the Here We Grow program. So thank you.
These variegated ones are called Alaska.
What month is it? Oh, it's 6. It's true. Time flies when you're gardening.
Okay, I guess if there's any questions.
You guys, let's if you guys have any questions, we would love to talk to you about anything you might want to know about Everett Park or anything we talked about.
Yeah, when is the tomatoes and vegetables come up? When do you plant them?
When do we plant the tomatoes?
When do you plant all the vegetables?
Well, all veggies have a different, planting schedule depending on what zone you live in. So we are in zone 6, right? So we actually have at the greenhouse, if you're ever interested, a chart that'll let us know exactly what month is okay to start your seedlings, and then what month it is okay to transplant or plant seeds in the ground. And as far as for example, tomatoes go, you can start them. Now we started them a little early, but you can start them end of March? Yeah.
Inside.
Inside. And so you want to probably have a light or grow light or a lot of sunlight. You start them inside and then you can transplant them usually around Mother's Day in May. So
Lettuce is a little more hardy. You can start that a little when it's a little colder. Would you say, Kim? Yeah. And you know it's gonna last through the cold a little more. But tomatoes, squash, zucchini, peas, or actually peas are a little different, but peppers, all those things we can usually start around March. So that's when we get to start getting excited. Gardening season is almost here. Here in Zone 6, so we can start things, and then we start transplanting in May.
Yeah. Spinach.
Not May.
I planted my spinach on St. Patrick's Day. And I have already eaten all of my spinach.
That's awesome.
But it doesn't like to be hot. And you can see here how our spinach kind of turned yellow because it just got too hot.
See over here our spinach.
So you really want to plant it that early.
And in places like this is why it's so cool, you know, with Together We Grow Gardens. You guys have a central area, the high tunnel, where we're able to extend our growing season because of that high tunnel that we have, because of all the elements that creates with the sun and the heat and the warmth. And so we can actually start, we're growing, as you guys know, growing lettuce in like February and March. So that was pretty cool. Okay. Hopefully that answered that. I think it did.
My mom has a lemon tree.
Has what?
A lemon tree.
A lemon tree.
Cool. Have you seen any lemons on it yet?
Yes.
Yes. That gives me hope because we actually have a lemon tree. I have one at the greenhouse and it's very tall. But I have not seen any lemons on it yet. So that gave me a lot of hope.
We had it for winter and it survived.
And what?
We had it for winter and it survived.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
Made it through winter.
That's good.
Good job.
Go lemon tree and go you guys for keeping it going.
Do you have a nice sunny place for it?
It's outside right now.
It's outside
That's
now.
a
Good.
good thing
In
to
the
do.
backyard.
Outside in the winter and then put it outside in the summer.
Good job.
Good. Thank you. Sorry, Ken.
All right. Well, thank you, Mary and Sarah, for another fantastic episode.
Kim.
Thank you so much, ladies. You were terrific, as always.
Well, thank you for coming to the garden.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
We love visitors, so feel free to come by and check it out, too.
We will definitely be there soon. So.
Okay.
Plenty of room for safe
Beautiful.
distance.
Go ahead. What were you saying, Mary?
Plenty of room for safe distancing.
Social distance.
Social distancing is so important right now. So yes, thank you. And that is the perfect one because gardening, you naturally distance yourself and can stay away. So I love it. All right. Thank you so much. Again, enjoy the rest of your day. It's beautiful. Looks beautiful there. And we will see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Everyone.